recap, we played Kahoot yesterday. We performed quite well. I was very impressed, as most of you were able to answer the questions that were there, and you were very quick to answer. And then you showed that you actually understand the differences between raw materials as well as manufactured materials, because you were able to tell and pick the correct one and categorize them because they were supposed. So that was very nice and interesting. Still under solid materials, so this is the broad scope of it. This is all solid materials. And then today, because now we know what are raw materials, and then we also know what are manufactured materials, now we must look at the properties, both manufactured as well as raw material to structure, depending on the type of object or product it is. So we're just gonna look at those, and then if you still remember what we learned in the past two lessons, you won't be able to be confused. If you get confused along the way, you can just I'm just waiting for a bit to see that most people are joining in now. So we'll just wait just a minute so that they can also join in and not miss out on the other topics or the most important content of the lesson. So if I happen to move too fast for you, you are welcome to indicate, and then if I'm too slow also, but I think I'll use my normal pace so that everyone can watch. Okay. For those that joined, we only recapped to say that yesterday we played Kahoot, and then showed that most of you understood the differences between raw materials. We also understood the difference between manufactured materials. You were able also to identify the different types of materials as well as group them. And then I saw that when you're given a statement, you're also able to say true or false. So that showed that you actually understood what the lesson was all about. So today, properties of materials. So at the end of the lesson, with each and every lesson, we're supposed to have lesson objectives. We're supposed to have some sort of a checklist to say, at the end of the lesson, what did I learn? What did I take with me when the lesson ended? So with this lesson, with this one, you are supposed to be able to explain what properties different material might possess. So you need to explain what different properties different materials have. For example, if you're having plastic, what properties does the plastic have? If you're having a table, if you're using a table, you know that a table is made from raw material, which is wood. We will be specifically looking at properties of wood.
Toby? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but we having a bit of difficulty hearing you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, it just comes and goes every now and then, but it sounds much better now.
Okay. I'll just raise it a bit high.
Thank you.
Okay. Lesson objectives. So you're supposed to explain what properties different materials possess, and then explain the importance of being able to select the right material according to its properties. So you have different materials that have different properties. So for example, you'll have a plastic and then you'll have a box. So those are two different materials, and then each material has its own properties to say. A plastic is it flexible, does it stretch, and then you look at the box also to say, does the box have these specific properties? Then you'll be able to classify them as well. So that is the lesson objectives for today. So for today, those are the lesson objectives that you are supposed to know. So the keywords for this lesson, meaning the words or new words that you might see today on the lesson, is absorbency. And then it means that the ability of a material to absorb water or not. And I will also explain when we come across it again. Another word that you're supposed to know is flexibility, and then toughness, and then hardness. I know that some of the words you've heard them in your everyday lives. Every day you sometimes use the words. So now we'll look at them in terms of their relation when it comes to materials, when it comes to solid materials, specifically raw materials, as well as manufactured materials. So these are the keywords: absorbency, flexibility, toughness, and hardness. So these are the new words that you might come across during the lesson. So properties of materials. Different materials have different properties. As I've already stated, that a glass cannot have the same materials as a can of Coke. A can of Coke cannot have the same materials as a jersey that you wear when it's cold. So that's one aspect of different properties, that each and every property, each and every material that we use has its own properties that you're supposed to know. And then the second bullet here, properties of materials describe what it is like and what it can do. So it will say, for example, wood, the material, and then it will say what kind of properties does the wood have. Is the wood able to stretch? Is the wood able to be shaped in any form? Then you'll be able to say, okay, wood can do this, wood cannot do that. Then that is one aspect of properties. And then materials can either be hard, so the different materials, whether it's raw materials or manufactured materials. So they can either be hard as a table, or they can be soft, or they can be stiff, where you're not able to twist it, where you're not able to turn it, or they can be very flexible, strong, weak. Some of the materials that we use in our everyday lives are light, meaning light in weight. Some are very heavy to carry. For example, if you're asked to carry a bag of sand, you won't be able to carry it because it will be too heavy for you. But if someone asks you to hold a piece of paper, you will be able to hold it because it's light. So that is a type of a property. And then waterproof. So there's the word, the first word in the keyword is said absorbency. So absorbency will be in relation with this. So waterproof means that liquid will not be able to get through. So here we're looking at waterproof. When something is waterproof, it means that any liquid will not be able to get through it. For example, if it's raining and then you are wearing a raincoat or you're using your umbrella, that umbrella, it's a material, it's a manufactured material. And then the raincoat that you're wearing also, it's also a manufactured material. But then its property will be that it's waterproofed, because water cannot pass through. When you're wearing it, you cannot get rained on. And then there's the word observant. So in the keywords, I wrote observancy. So here, observant, it means that any material that will soak up, it picks up the liquids. For example, if there's water and then you put in a sponge inside, that sponge will be able to soak up the liquid. It will be able to tap in the liquid. Then it means that that material is absorbent. And then what else you need to know about properties is that all manufactured materials are made using raw materials. So this one we also stated, and I also explained it thoroughly in our previous lessons, that all materials that we have that are manufactured, they were made from raw materials, because all manufactured materials are made by humans. So different properties, the next slide that is now showing hardness. This is the first. So here I put them nicely, the different properties, they are grouped nicely, so that now you are able to mention them. If the question comes up in a test or in a classwork, whether you are asked to explain different properties or name different properties, then you are supposed to give these different properties. So I'll just list them, and then after I list them, I'll explain them point per point. The first one is hardness. Second one, flexibility. Third one, strength. Fourth one, toughness. Fifth one, weight. And then the last one, absorbency, which was one that was also in the keywords. So if you look at these properties, you can also see that they were also mentioned in the keywords. So at the end of the lesson, you're supposed to know what these keywords mean. So the first one, hardness, it means that when you are holding a material, for example, a cell phone, if you have a cell phone with you, and then it says that the property, it includes hardness. It means that can it be stretched, cut off, or dented? So hardness, it means that it's very strong, it's very rigid. There is no way that you can stretch that material. If you're holding your laptop, your phone, and then you try to stretch it, you'll realize that it doesn't stretch because it's one of its properties is hardness. It's very hard, therefore it doesn't allow that material to stretch. And then flexibility. In the coming slides, you'll see that I put in pictures, nice pictures for you to be able to see what materials stretch, which ones do not stretch. So with flexibility, so flexibility comes from the word flexible. How stiff is it? Is it stiff? Is whatever material that you're using stiff? Or is it soft? And then from there, how far is it? How far are you able to bend it? The material that you have, for example, an elastic band. If the elastic band is able to be stretched and then it's able to bend, it means that one of its properties is flexibility. It means that that material is able to be flexible. It's able to be bent. It's also not, you're not able to say that it's stiff because it's flexible. And then the next one is strength. Strength. So this word, you know, every day in our lives, we use it to say, I have the strength to do this, I have the strength to do that. So when we speak about strength in terms of different properties, strength relates to how hard must you pull before the material snaps. So is it easy for you to actually pull it and then immediately snaps? Or does it require more strength because of its properties, that this one is very hard, it has a strength, and then it's very rigid, so you cannot just snap it and then it breaks off. It simply means that it has a lot of strength. You need a lot of strength for it to be able to snap. And then toughness, how strong is the material? So is the material strong or not? Sometimes you get that there are chairs. When you use a chair, there's a chair when you sit, the minute you sit, it breaks. Then it means that that chair doesn't have this tough property. But if you're sitting on the chair and you're sitting and the chair is stable, you're sitting comfortably, it means that it's tough. It means that this material is very strong. And then even in the clothes that we wear, you'll find that those clothes, when you're wearing them, you can feel that these clothes, they're not as tough as they're supposed to be. And then sometimes some clothes you find that they're very tight and stiff. And then weight. So weight, speaking of weight. When you speak of weight, it means how heavy or light the material is. So you'll have paper, a pile of paper, and then you'll have, for example, a bag of bricks. And then when you're supposed to pick those bricks, you'll feel that the bricks are very heavy. So it means that they have weight, and then that type of weight is that it's heavy. And then when you have a piece of paper, it will have weight, but the weight will be light because it's not as heavy as when you are carrying a bag of bricks or a bag of sand. And then absorbency, sorry about that, I just pressed it by mistake. So absorbency, it means that this material that we're talking about, whether solid, whether manufactured, will it be able to absorb water? Will it be able to soak up water, if you can see as one of its properties, because it will be able to absorb water. But if you have plastic, plastic doesn't have absorbency as a property because it doesn't soak water. And then the first material that we look at is metals, the properties of metals. So in this slide, we'll only focus on metals to say what properties, because now we know that the different properties, there's flexibility, there's toughness, there's stiffness, there's also weight. So you will now look at those properties to say, does a metal have those properties? And if it doesn't, what properties does it have that we use each and every day in our lives? So metals, number one, there's the first two properties. It's strong, yes, and then they are also tough. So any metal that you can come across, you'll realize that they are strong and that they are tough. And then some metals are good conductors. You guys know what is a conductor? A conductor is a metal that is able to allow electricity to pass through. So it means that it's able to conduct electricity. They are able to use that metal to actually produce and provide electricity for us. And then the third one, metals are easy to shape. That's why we have rings, we have necklaces, we have pens. So those are different types of properties that metals have. So it's strong, tough, they are good conductors, they are easy to shape. So you can shape a metal in any shape that you want it. And then another very interesting property that metals have is that they can be reused. So after you've used a can of Coke, they can also be taken to a recycling center and then they can be reused for something else. And then they can also be recycled so that they can be used over and over again. And then this is good for the environment because when you recycle materials, it does not result in pollution. So this is very good. So here is a picture of a necklace. And then with this necklace, it's made up of metal. And then you can see that this necklace has a heart shape. So it means that it was easy to be shaped into a heart. And then here you have cans. We know that cans are often recycled and then they are often reused. For example, this can, you can actually cut it up and then use it to save your money. You see? So these are different types of properties of metals. And then metals are shiny. Most metals that we know they are shiny unless they are painted. So if you paint a metal, obviously it will not be shiny, but most of them are shiny. And then some, it's very important to say, some are magnetic and some are not. And when you hit a metal, it doesn't matter whether it's a pen or the pole that is a metal. It will make noise when you hit it. So that is one of its properties. So here I was just showing you that this is a wire, a normal wire that you see, for example, a phone charger. Inside that wire you find a metal, and then this metal you can see it's shiny and it's also a conductor, meaning that it will allow electricity to pass through. Hope you got it all under metals. And then properties of wood, the normal wood from the trees. So with wood, it floats. Did you guys know that wood is able to float? That's very nice and interesting. And then here, this is an example, boats and rafts. There's a nice picture of a boat, and then there's a river or a lake, and then this boat is able to float. why most boats and ships are made from wood, because it's able to float on water. You will not be able to drown. And then it acts as an insulator. Insulator means that it doesn't allow electricity to pass through. And then you have strong but flexible. So wood can be strong and then also flexible. You are able to bend it, some wood. And then it can easily be shaped. So these two are made up from a raw material called wood. And this raw material, you can see here, it was shaped to form a boat. And then here it was shaped to form a chair. So that is a property of wood. And then changing wood can make it more useful. What other things can we get from wood? We burn wood to produce heat. Wood is also used to make charcoal. When you are frying nice meat, that charcoal that is used comes from wood. And then we can also use wood for chipboards, as well as the tables that we use in our schools. So you can see that wood actually has a lot of things that it produces. So we must just take care of our trees so that we can get more wood from them, and they help us with our manufactured materials. And then another function of wood that is most important is that wood makes paper. If you take wood and you mash it up, you are able to get paper. And this paper can be recycled. Therefore, it means that paper cannot rot like the food in our fridges and ovens. And then paper is made from wood. Certain types of paper have different properties and are great for doing different jobs. So different wood and then different papers. So we have different papers that are used for different purposes. Then examples of waterproof and absorbent. So this one is a raincoat. Remember keyword waterproof. It means that it does not allow water to pass through. And then absorbent. It means that it will absorb water. It will soak up water. It allows water to pass through. So now, because we looked at the properties, we know that properties, they must be flexible. A material can be flexible or not. It can be strong or not. It can be waterproof or not. It can be light in weight or it can be heavy in weight. And then those are the different properties of materials, all kinds of materials, manufactured as well as solid materials. So on the screen, there's an activity. You can just do it in a piece of paper where you just tick, and then we'll look at the corrections shortly. So the exercise says, look at the objects listed in the table. So these are the objects listed in the table. Identify the different properties of the material each object is made of. Copy the table into your workbook and tick the material of each object. So this would be your table. This whole thing is your table. And then this is the objects. So these are the objects. The first one, bathroom tile, plastic bucket, sheet of paper, glass bowl, leather shoes, nylon curtain, and then different properties of material. The first one is hard, second one tough, third one waterproof, fourth one flexible, and then fifth one light. So what you do is, for example, you go to bathroom tile, you tick the type of property it has. If it's hard, you tick on it. If it's tough, you tick on it. If it's waterproof, you tick on it. If it's flexible, you tick on it. If it's light, you also tick on it. So I'm just gonna 4 minutes or so to do that, and then we'll just mark and you are able to see if you understood what is happening. Okay, there's a nice activity. You have the properties. As I speak, you continue doing your activity, and then you go from bathroom tile to plastic bucket, and then you check the property that you know it has. You think of the plastic bucket. If you have it at home, you can even look at it and test it to check, is this thing hard? Is it tough? Is it waterproof? Is it flexible or light in weight? When we speak of light in terms of properties, we are speaking of light in terms of weight, not the light that you see. So we're speaking of light in terms of weight. Okay, and then you move to the other one, which is the sheet paper. Sheet paper, same thing. You think of a paper, and then you think of it, is it hard? Is it tough? Is it waterproof? Flexible? Remember, when something is flexible, it means that are you able to stretch it? Yeah? And then light, is it light or heavy when you carry it? And then glass bound, same thing. I hope everyone is moving. As I'm talking, you are busy writing and doing your exercise so that you don't get left behind. You still have a few minutes to continue your activity. So no problem. Just keep on writing, and then from there you move to your leather shoes. Leather shoes, you think of leather shoes. If you don't own them, think of them. If mom or dad or your guardian owns them, you can run quickly and get it and check. Is the leather shoe hard? Is it tough? Is it waterproof? Is it flexible? Or is it lightweight? You have it, you can just feel its weight to see, is this heavy or is this actually light? And then nylon curtain, the last one, nylon curtain. You must just tick on the specific. You don't tick all of them. You tick the ones that you think that it has. So you must just tick on the ones that you think it has, the properties that you think the material has, so that you are able to know that, oh, this one can be able to do this one is not able to do this. 1 minute left. We started the activity at 24 past, and then it's 4 minutes, so we only left with a minute to finish. Minute to finish. You don't tick all. Remember, you tick the specific ones. You have the specific ones. Specific ones that you must tick on. Okay. Few seconds left. There's few people with hands that are raised. I'm unable to see chat. So you can just ask me questions on my social media platform if you're having any problems with regards to their activity or with the properties of materials, so that you can get assistance. Okay, it's on my clock, it's 28 past. So let's just quickly look at the corrections. Okay, they hope everyone got it. The first one is your bathroom tile. Is it hard? You can just step on the bathroom tile. You feel that it's hard. Is it tough? Yes, bathroom tiles are very, very, very tough. Is it waterproof? Yes, because if you spill water on the floor in the bathroom, water will stay there unless you mop or wipe it off the tile. So it means that it does not allow water to pass through. And then plastic buckets, the normal plastic bucket, Is it tough? No. Plastic buckets are not tough because sometimes if you step on it too hard, it can be squashed. It means that it's not as hard. And then are they tough? Yes, plastic buckets are very tough. Hence, you are able to use them to carry water. Are they waterproof? Yes, because they don't allow water to pass through. Once you put in water, the water will stay inside. So the water is waterproof. The material that it has is waterproof. Is a plastic flexible? No. Are you able to stretch a plastic bucket? No. So it means that it's not flexible. Is it light in weight? Of course, it's very light when it's not carrying anything inside. It's actually very, very light. And then a sheet of paper, the paper that you use to write on, is it hard? No. Is it tough? No, because once you pull it, it tears. Is it waterproof? Absolutely not. Because right now, if you happen to spill juice on top of the paper that you're using to write on, the paper will get wet because it's not waterproofed. Is it flexible? Yes. If you take a piece of paper and then you twist it, once you twist it, you'll see that it can be rolled into something else. So it is flexible. Is a piece of paper light? Yes, it is very, very, very light. And then last bowl, is it hard? Yes. Is it tough? No, because if it slips through your fingers, it will break. Is it waterproof? Absolutely, because you can pour water inside and then it will not spill or be soaked up. And then it's not flexible, it's not light in weight. Glass bowl is actually heavy because it's made up of glass. And then leather shoes, hard, no, tough, yes, because they are made up of leather. Do you know which material leather comes from? It comes from a raw material, which is animal skin. That's very nice. Animal skin. So it's tough, waterproof, yes, and then flexible, yes, because you can use a leather shoe is made from animal skin, which is a material that you can change to shape it into a shoe, for example, or into a bag. And then nylon curtain is hard, no. Is it tough? No. Waterproof? No. A curtain is more like a cloth. So if you happen to wash it, you will see that it feels wet. It soaks up the water. So therefore, it's not waterproof. Instead, it's absorbent. It absorbs water. It soaks up water. And then is nylon flexible? Yes, it is flexible. It's able to stretch when you put in your curtain. And then light is a curtain light in weight. Yes, very, very light in weight. Curtains are very, very light in weight. So these are our corrections. You have your object, and then here you have the answers. So you can always access these slides later on YouTube. Just download them, and then you'll be able to go through the activity nicely as well as the corrections. And then below, I've attached a nice link. Once you access this link, it will show you a nice step and nice resources to access based on properties of materials. It's either raw materials or manufactured materials. I hope you have learned a lot about materials. Remember that materials are flexible, they are light or heavy, they either stretch or cannot stretch. They're either waterproof or absorbent. They are also flexible, strong, and very tough. So those are the different properties of materials that you are supposed to know. So I hope you learned a lot, and then you are able to classify. For example, if we are going to take wood, you will be able to say this one has this property, this one doesn't have this property. So our next lesson will focus on paper making. Yes, we'll look at how paper is being made, how paper is being recycled, how it can also be reused again and again. And then please tune in again and invite more of your friends for our next lesson. And then I hope that you will have a great day. And then you also enjoy your next coming lesson, the next chapter. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow on our next lesson. Have a great day. Thank you. Then lastly, before we log off, the contact, my email address. I saw that some raised hand. You can just send me a message there. And then also don't forget to visit the Africa Team Geeks website. Then thank you so much for the lesson. Please enjoy your day and see you next time.